Hey y'all, welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review. Today we are drinking Steal Your Space by Cherry Street Brewing out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Thanks for joining us.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give your unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. As always, if you have not done so, please be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell, as well as check us out on social media. Both help us out, and we definitely appreciate that. And we would love for you to come by and say hey on Discord. We have a Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server, and would love for you to join it and chat us up there. I've got Andy in the attic, and I've got Jay. They're both in tie-dye. I don't have any. I'm Ben. What are we drinking?
So we're going to Chattanooga, right? Right? Chattanooga to the a fun Cherry Street Brewing. We're going to have the Steal Your Space. So let's crack it and get drinking. And Andy's going to tell us all about it. Because this is a beer that he brought us.
You're going to get told, you bet it. All right. So this is an American IPA, particularly West Coast style IPA. And this is actually a collaboration beer done with the Piedmont Brewery and Kitchen and the New Realm Brewing Company. They pay tribute to
chunks in there.
Lots
of flocculence.
They pay tribute to Jerry Garcia through use of West Coast hops on this one: Centennial, Cascade, Chinook.
Then
great. Then they dry hop it with Galaxy, Centennial, and more Chinook.
Can you see?
It looks like it looks like a lava lamp. So perfect.
Yeah. Tell you what, let me see if I can get another light on this.
Yeah, there you go.
Chunk.
Smells nice.
Well, cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
That definitely tastes West Coast. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get they said it has peach flavors of peach, pine, and resin. Or pine and citrus zest, excuse me. Not bad. I like that. It's like, what do you think?
Definite pine and resin for sure. I mean, it's obviously a West Coast style. There's no doubt about that at all. The bitter's it's not overly bitter. I mean, of course it's there, but it's not one that, I would be adverse to because of the bitter, let's say.
This is 8.2%, 65 IBUs. The Cherry Street Brewing, it's a brew pub that was actually started in 2012. And it started as a brew pub in Vickery Village, Georgia, in partnership with Rick Tanner's Grill. So it was like a very popular restaurant there. And in 2019, they opened another location in Alpharetta, Georgia. And then a third location followed in Chattanooga. And that's where their canning operations are based for all the locations. They named the brewery after Cherry Street in Fort Collins, Colorado, where the founder had lived and kind of owned his love of brewing.
So there we go.
That's it. Drink up.
So you brought this, you picked this up in Chattanooga when you visited recently.
Yeah, right? I hit the beer store there. And what got me, one, I had never heard of the brewery. Two, the can art.
Yeah.
So I thought it was great. Y'all sold us on it. And I'm really glad we picked it up because I'm enjoying it.
So what about the collaborations, breweries and aspects there, Andy?
So the New Realm is in Macon. Piedmont Brewery's in Macon, Georgia. And I don't know. New Realm is somewhere in Georgia, I believe. So, but they're deadheads over there, evidently.
All right. I guess, did you drink this before the review here? All right.
I saved myself for y'all.
I know our viewer will appreciate
Popping that cherry on Cherry Street Brewing.
Yeah, about that.
Jay, I'm going to assume you haven't had this either. I haven't had it. Andy brought it back, so why don't you go first, Jay?
Sure. Yeah. This one, like you said, it looks like a lava lamp. It's got lots of resinous, flocculent chunks in there. Definitely piney, resinous, that hazy West. I enjoy it. It's got good flavor, aroma. Probably, I can get that 65 IBUs that they say. I don't know, Ben, you said not as bitter, but on the back end, I think it is. I'm gonna probably have to go with 7.5 on this one.
All right, yeah. I'll jump in there, Jay. You stole a little bit of what I was going to say here. Is that, yeah? After I made that comment, the back end bitter is there and definitely lingers for a bit. All I get for me is the piney, the resin. I mean that. Again, I said this a minute ago. It's definitely a West Coast. There's no doubt about it. From the flavors there, I don't get so much of any kind of citrus there, but I think this one, I'd always like to see a little more citrus, more fruit flavor for me personally, but that's just because I like it to cut the bitter more, and the bitter is definitely not my favorite, as you guys are probably tired of hearing, or you guy or girl. So for that, I'm going to say that for me, this one's a 6.5, just because that bitter does linger a little bit. It's not overly bitter, when you actually taste it, but once you swallow and that flavor lingers, the bitter is definitely there for a while. And as Jay said one time before, until you take the next step. So 6.5 for me.
For me, my IPA style of preference is a hazy, and the West Coast, I like it just a general IPA, American IPA. I like an English, and West Coast is probably the one I reach for the least, because the pine, resinous, bitterness. Sometimes it seemed like when the craft beer revolution in the U.S. started, West Coast was leading the way, and they were like, "We're gonna buy all the hops and put them in our beer." It seemed like it was. And so I think that gave me a bias against the West Coast. So I always lean into it, but I am very much pleased with this, because there's a little bit of sweetness that helps to counter the bitter, that helps me to enjoy it. And I can feel the pine and the resin, but I get a little bit of sweet and a mild citrus. It's hard to pull that out, but I like it, and I'm there with Jay. It's a 7.5 for me. They did a good job on a little brewery. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, some people would be scared by seeing all of those floating chunks, but
chunks,
that's just part of these hazies.
It'll fill you up.
And I'm with you. The West Coast, sometimes they can go too far on the pine and the resin and the bitter, but this is a good balance of that, in my opinion. But it is, like you said, Ben, it's bitter until the next sip.
Yes, it is. It definitely lingers. That is going to give us a 7.2 for the Steal Your Space IPA from Cherry Street Brewing Company out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Definitely, hey, West Coast IPA, you like those, you should definitely check this one out. Hopefully you guys can find it and give it a try. that being said, we would appreciate if you like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell, as well as check us out on social media. Links are below in the description. Check us out on Discord. Come say hey. They're somewhere. For Andy in the attic and Jay, I'm Ben. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates. It's like watching a child try to recite their lines in a play, and you're like, you can do it. Say it. Say
so
it.
special.
Line.
You'll get there.